Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to practice our English together with a simple story, and it's a story that also teaches a really powerful idea. Are you ready? Let's get into it.
So here's our plan. It's super simple. First, you're just going to listen to the story. Then, we'll repeat some new words together. And by the end, you'll learn a great message. Okay, let's start.
Okay, so here's our main character. This is Thomas. And for Thomas, today is a really big day. He has a super important job interview, probably the most important one of his life. But, there's a problem. He's already late. You can imagine, he's feeling pretty stressed out. And, just when he thought things couldn't get any worse, they did. All of a sudden, the sky just opens up, and this cold, heavy rain starts pouring down. I mean, we're not talking about a little bit of rain here. This was a full-on storm. And just like that, in a matter of seconds, Thomas is completely soaking wet. His nice suit, his hair, everything is drenched. And you can just feel his frustration building up and up. He wasn't just losing time anymore. He was starting to feel like he was losing his mind.
Then he looks over and sees something kind of strange. There's an old woman sitting under a little bit of cover, and she's just peaceful, totally calm. She's not angry about the rain at all. So Thomas, who is just full of anger, stomps over to her and says, "How can you be so calm? This rain is ruining everything."
The woman just looks up from her book, and she gives him this really gentle smile. And she says something simple, but so important. She says, "I cannot stop the rain. That is outside my control. But I chose to bring a book. That is inside my control." And then she adds this one last thing, and it's a big one. She tells him, "You are fighting a war against the weather, and that's a war you will always lose." Wow, that's a pretty powerful thought, right? And right there, that's it. That's our big idea for today. What that woman was teaching Thomas is something called the Dichotomy of Control. Now, it sounds like a big phrase, but the idea is actually super simple. Some things are in our control, and well, some things just aren't. Okay, so let's make this even simpler. Imagine you have two boxes. Think of them as box A and box B. In box A, you put all the things you can't change. Things like the weather, right? Or the rules of English grammar. You can't change them. But in box B, you put everything you can change. Things like your reaction to bad weather, or how much effort you put into studying. And here's the secret. The whole game is to stop looking at box A and put all of your energy and focus right into box B. So how do you actually use this idea in your life? Well, it's just 3 easy steps. Step 1, the next time you feel upset or frustrated, just stop for a second and notice that feeling. Just feel it. Step 2, ask yourself one simple question. What's making me feel this way, and can I control it? Is it a box A problem or a box B problem? And finally, step 3, if you realize it's in box A, you have to let it go. And then you take all that energy and you point it straight at box B. Focus only on what you can do. Okay, amazing job so far. You've listened to the story and you get the message. Now, it's time to practice. We're going to go over a few of the important words from our story. It's simple. I'll say the word and I want you to repeat it out loud. Ready? Let's do it.
All right, our first one is soaking wet. Your turn. Good. Let's use it in a sentence. The rain made Thomas soaking wet.
The next word is cursing. Go ahead. Great. Thomas was cursing the clouds.
Next up, ruining. Please repeat. Nice. He thought the rain was ruining his day.
Here's our big word for today, dichotomy. Your turn. Excellent. A dichotomy is a division into 2 parts. In our last word, effort. Please repeat. Perfect. Your effort in studying is in your control. All right, so as we wrap up, let's come back to that main idea. The lesson we learned from Thomas's bad day is actually pretty simple, isn't it? But it's also incredibly powerful. It really all comes down to this. Stop wasting your energy fighting things you cannot change. Instead, focus on what you can do. In other words, stop fighting the rain, start opening your umbrella. So, I'm going to leave you with a question to think about. As you go about your day today, think about your life, think about your English practice. What's in your box A? And what's in your box B? What will you choose to control today? So, there was Thomas. He took a deep, slow breath. He was still standing there, completely soaked in the pouring rain.
but something inside him had definitely shifted. You see, the rain outside hadn't stopped at all. It was still coming down hard. But that other storm, the one full of anger and frustration inside his mind, that was finally calm. And in that quiet moment, he started to see things in a whole new way.
He realized that being angry at the rain was doing nothing. It was a complete waste of energy. Let's try that phrase. Say it with me. Waste of energy. That's it. Getting angry at the weather is a waste of energy. He looked down at his wet clothes, and actually, he laughed. It was just water. And here's the key idea, the big change. He knew he couldn't change the rain, but he could change his attitude. Let's practice that important word, attitude. Good, he has a good attitude.
So, what did he do with this new feeling? He just took out his phone and sent a quick message to his manager. He wrote, "Hi, I'm caught in the storm and might be 10 minutes late." That phrase he used is so useful. Let's practice it. Caught in. Nice. For example, you can say, "I am caught in traffic."
Now let's think about what just happened there. It's such a powerful shift. Thomas moved his focus from what we can call box A, the weather, something he could not control, to box B, his communication, something he absolutely could control. And the second he sent that message, a wave of calm just washed over him. All that worry disappeared. That feeling is called relief. Let's say that word. Relief. Excellent. I feel a sense of relief.
And this really shows the huge change in his mind. By taking that one small, simple action, he stopped being a victim of the situation. He became the person in charge, the leader of his own life.
Okay, now let's bring this story to you. Thomas had a real, literal rainy day, but I want you to think about your own life. What are your rainy days when it comes to learning English? What are those moments that feel really frustrating? You know what I'm talking about? Maybe it's that feeling when you learn a new word and the next day, it's just gone. Or maybe it's one of those days when English grammar feels totally impossible. These are very, very common feelings, so please know you are not alone. And just like Thomas, we can use box A and box B. So in your box A, the things you can't control is the fact that English can be a difficult language. You can't change that. But in box B, the thing you can control is your consistency, and that is all yours.
So, what is consistency? It's simply the act of doing something regularly, a little bit every day, to improve over time. It's a very powerful word. Let's say it together. Consistency. Great. Consistency is very important. And this really is the main lesson for us today. Don't wait for that perfect, sunny day when learning English feels easy. That day might not come. The real secret is to learn how to practice and improve even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. The secret is to learn to dance in the rain.
So with that in mind, I have a little challenge for you. This is to help you take this idea and use it in your own life, starting right now.
Here's what I want you to do. First, just think about your English study habits. Second, ask yourself, what is in my box A? What's one thing you worry about that you can't control? And third, ask, what is in my box B? What is one small thing you can change or do today?
Now, when you have your answer, I want you to share it. Write it down in the comments below. And please start your comment with this special phrase, "I am opening my umbrella." This will be our signal that you are choosing to take control.